As you can see, I'm surrounded by green. Well, I'm not surrounded by green, but we are sponsored by the good people at Wash and Go today. The lovely people at Wash and Go. What I'm on about, good people. And people often say to me, Mark, is it not hard being a Wash and Go ambassador? And I always have to reply to them like this. Being a rocket engineer is hard. Just ask Elon Musk. Being Manchester United manager is hard. Just ask the 4 managers that have taken over since Sir Alex Ferguson. Being an NHS worker, that's hard. Heroes. That is really hard. But being a shampoo ambassador is as easy as taking a bath. It really is. So next time you're having a really hard day, just run a bath, light some candles, put on some relaxing music and lather up with Wash and Go. Classic Wash and Go. You can pick up your bottle at any good retailer or by hitting the link in the description and getting it delivered straight to your door. Thanks very much to Wash and Go for supporting the United Stand. Now let's move on with the show. And remember, Wash and Go, it's invisible. It's invisible. Hello everybody, good evening. This is your latest Manchester United news. We're live, it's Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. There are Carabao Cup games. Just remember, we're not in the Carabao Cup because we're crap. We've not got a week off. We are out of the Carabao Cup because we're crap. And that's another reason why... people forget that we're not in the Carabao Cup because we're crap. So, another reason really, isn't it? But look, Liverpool and Man City are in the Carabao Cup. Their fans are currently singing Ollie's at the wheel. I mean, it's beyond a joke at this point. And some people will say, well, when we bounce back, they're going to look stupid. Well, we might bounce back for 10 games and then it will get messed up again, won't it? I've got no issue with Ollie. I like Ollie. I respect Ollie. He's not a Man United coach. Neither's Carrick, McKenna, Phelan. They're just not good enough. People aren't good enough at life. I did crap in my GCSEs. I wasn't good enough to get an A. I didn't do A-levels. I wasn't good enough to do it. Fact. You're not good at everything. Welcome to the world where you can get criticised for not being good at something. This ain't on Ollie anymore. This is like Ollie picking McFred. That's on Ollie. Ollie can't sack himself. This is on the board. It's just ridiculous. And what did I tell you about spin this morning? We'll talk about that. We're going to be talking about Pogba leaving. This is coming from reports today that Paul Pogba will leave Manchester United, and United have accepted it. Again, incompetence. I don't know. I almost think like United are just trying to chuck as much incompetence out there as they can at the moment, so that they don't get the heat, or there's too much heat. We'll also be talking about Conte. Very interested about Conte. I think some people have written written Conte off. We'll be talking about that. Update on Sir Alex, Varane, social media, Pochettino, and a lot more. So lots to get into on the show today. But I thought we needed a bit. I don't want to give one to Ollie anymore. It's too late. I don't care if he shows any balls now. I think the damage is done. I don't want him to pick Van der Beek. I don't want him to pick Bay. I don't want him to pick Telles. I don't want him to... As I've said before, I was talking to Adam off the channel this afternoon, and we both agreed. I want him to stick by what he's forced us to see for ages. It's almost like being force-fed bread and water watching some of his team selections over the last year. Don't deliver me a lasagna now, as a final meal. Just stick to what you've always done and then go. In terms of spin, mentioned Mark, there are images from practice sessions that have been released by the club showing everyone talking, working hard. Typical, says Mojo. Mark, it's my brother's birthday today. Can you call him a prat? He's been on Ollieing out since Europa League final. Once Conte, says David T. Well, I don't know whether he's a prat for that. Johnny B, welcome to the Members Club. Question mark, what did we last dominate a game for 90 minutes with sustained attacks? The standard football has been dire for months. Ollie out. Nathan, I think it's been for years. I mean, look, I know Ollie's the current incumbent of the manager job, but we haven't dominated anybody for a very long time consistently. Mark, thanks for this therapy. I wanted to ask you, why does it seem like Fergie likes the Glazers? He always sits next to Woodward, says Kane. You're asking the wrong man, Kane. I don't know anything about Sir Alex Ferguson's relationship with the Glazers. There's better minds than me that would give you a proper analysis on that. And if anyone wants to come on the show and talk about that, that's fine. But I'm not going to speak about... for me, the man that's been my father figure in football, I don't even know him, but the memories, the passion. People say, we're going to talk about Sir Alex, so we may as well do this now. Mark, would appreciate if you could respond to my email. Please read inquiry, says Ash G, and thank you very much. I don't know, tell me what it's about, Ash, and that might make it a bit harder because it might be in the spam mail, which I don't check. Mark, you've said board shouldn't have listened to the fans wanting to appoint Ollie and now say they should listen to the Conte hysteria. Maybe the board are accidentally doing the right thing, says Sakin. I think that's two very different things, Sakin. Basically, I don't think the board should... All the board needed to do with Ollie's was wait for the end of the season like they said they were going to do. When we sacked Mourinho in the December, Woodward said they weren't going to rush into anything and they'd wait till the summer to make their mind up. they rushed into it in March when everyone was singing Ollie's at the wheel. That's what I mean. Why do we have to see they are working hard? Isn't it the bare minimum, says Gorjo? And all fans should ask themselves one question. Would you rather have Ronaldo, Pogba and Donny, or Ollie and Phelan? The future is one or the other. There's only one correct answer. I think that's a good point from Mank in Chicago. I think if you stick with Ollie, it's bye-bye Pogba and Donny for definite, and maybe a few more. So that is quite a good point that's being made there. We will get Conte, have him for 2 years, win this odd trophy, and then he'll leave. In that time, Klopp and Pep will leave their team, and they will get Ten Hag to carry on their success. We should do all we can for get Ten Hag, says Nick Warren. And why do we have to see... Look, we could get Ten Hag, but the club is inept. I personally think they're trying to stick with Solskjaer, so maybe you'll get Ten Hag in 5 years' time. I personally really do think they're trying to force Solskjaer upon us, which is hilarious when you see other clubs singing Ollie's at the wheel. It's an untenable position, but at the moment they clearly are trying to get the players. You know, Ronaldo's come out tonight saying work hard for victory. You know, I think the spin is in full spin, and I think they're going to try and stick by Solskjaer, so we'll see what happens with that. But just on Sir Alex for a minute, maybe part of the spin, maybe not. You know, yesterday there was a lot of people saying that Sir Alex, Romano said it as well, Sir Alex was involved in the board decisions to keep Ollie. There's no reason not to think that, but what United have said this afternoon is that Sir Alex Ferguson didn't go to Carrington to speak to the players. He went to Carrington to get a suit fitted, which he'd been planning to do for a long time. Now look, you can believe that if you want to. I would say it's very coincidental that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is on the verge of the sack. And if Sir Alex Ferguson has not had some input in that, I'd be very, very surprised. He had a massive input in Ronaldo, so why would he not have a massive input on another big decision for the club? But I think what United are trying to do there is they're trying to make it out that Sir Alex didn't have a chat with the players because it undermines the manager, which is what I said this morning. But on Sir Alex Ferguson, I'll never have a bad word said about Sir Alex Ferguson, and I won't ever condone abuse against Sir Alex Ferguson. This is a man that... we nearly lost him a few years ago. He's an absolute legend, and he might, maybe he hates social media, maybe he hates people criticising Ollie. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, because he wouldn't be the man I think he is if he didn't do that.